activists gathered in Baltimore to support Kilmar Abrego Garcia as the Trump administration threatened to send him to Uganda, highlighting a contentious legal battle over his deportation. This week, Garcia, a Maryland man unlawfully deported to El Salvador earlier this year, joined family members, immigration advocates, community leaders, and elected officials at a rally in Baltimore on Monday morning. The Trump administration warned that Garcia could be deported to Uganda soon, raising questions about the government's stance on border enforcement and international cooperation. Garcia, who was released from custody in Tennessee last week after being held pending trial in a federal human smuggling case, is set to report to the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) field office in Baltimore on Monday. His return home sparked debate over whether the administration's decision to bring him back to the U.S. was a strategic move or a violation of his rights. The Department of Homeland Security notified Garcia's lawyers on Friday that the agency might attempt to deport him to Uganda, just minutes after he was freed from criminal detention pending his trial, which is scheduled to begin in January. The administration's actions have drawn criticism for violating a 2019 court order that prohibited Garcia from being removed to Central American countries. In June, Garcia was brought back to the U.S. after being sent to a notorious prison in El Salvador, a move that critics argue contravened legal protections. Now, under Maryland court order, Garcia is under ICE supervision in Baltimore, required to occasionally check in with an immigration officer. However, the judge has not blocked the administration from deporting him to a third country, such as Uganda, as long as due process rights are upheld. Activists at the rally accused the administration of retaliating against Garcia for challenging his deportation and exercising his constitutional rights. His attorneys in court filings argued that offers to deport him to Costa Rica in exchange for a guilty plea were evidence of the government's intent to punish him for contesting his wrongful removal. They urged the judge to allow Garcia until Monday morning to accept the plea deal or risk losing the opportunity entirely. Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, a Democrat, spoke to Garcia on Sunday for the first time since their meeting in El Salvador in April. He emphasized that they would continue fighting for justice and due process, stating if his rights are denied, the rights of everyone else are at risk. This sentiment underscores the broader tension between executive authority and individual liberties in the ongoing legal battle. But here's where it gets controversial. The administration's decision to prioritize deporting Garcia over his legal rights has sparked debates about the balance between national security and humanitarian concerns. Critics argue that such actions undermine international agreements and erode trust in U.S. immigration policies. Meanwhile, supporters contend that the administration is protecting citizens from perceived threats and upholding legal frameworks. As the legal battle continues, the fate of Garcia and similar cases remains a focal point for discussions on justice, law, and the role of government in safeguarding civil rights.